Good morning, everyone. I'm Ranjana. I'm here to present a technical seminar on heart rate extraction in a headphone using infrared thermometry. My guide is Professor Shivanand Kulkarni, sir. These are the topics that I will be discussing in the upcoming slides. Coming to abstract, we all know that heart rate is a vital and major indicator of the health of an individual. We often get confused between heart rate and heartbeat. Let us understand this first. We know that the function of heart is blood purification, pumping oxygenated blood to the other parts of body, maintaining blood pressure, etc. There are two cycles in heart, namely systole and diastole. In systole cycle, heart contracts to pump the blood out, whereas in diastole cycle, the heart relaxes after contraction. So heartbeat is this that is a two-part pumping action. Heart rate is a speed of heartbeat, in particular, number of times heartbeats per minute. 60 to 100 beats per minute is normal. It keeps on varying from minute to minute. We all have experienced this, right? In night, during we sleep, the heart rate is some 20% to 30% lower. During high stress, it increases. Of course, we have experienced this too, mainly in the time when the message pops up saying VTU results are out. Our heart rate increases and becomes normal after few minutes, and it keeps on changing, right? Uh, to measure heart rate, there are techniques like ECG, PPG, but these are little uncomfortable to the user. Why these are uncomfortable? I'll explain while introducing. Power consumption is also high in case of ECG and similar techniques. Motion artifacts, in the sense they are related to cardiac motion, which are caused by cardiac pulmonary or body motion and cause blurring or doubling of images while testing. Infrared thermography is a non-contact technique, basically with improved user comfort, and power consumption is also less here. This technique is used to extract the heart rate here. The sensor system is fitted into the headphone. Okay, let me introduce about this. In 30% of world's population, overweight or obese is very common. This is the root cause for cardiovascular diseases, that is heart related diseases. In this era, no matter what the age of the person is, most of the people will die because of heart related diseases, maybe a heart attack, heart failure are the most common reasons for death, unfortunately. And by properly tracking or monitoring the heart rate, we'll get to know about the health conditions and impact, that is future health risks. That's what the reason if we go to the hospital, first the doctors will check our heart rate. There are many methods for heart rate measurements. They are electrical, mechanical, thermal, and optical domain. Under electrical method, we have the popular one, that is ECG, electrocardiography, and impedance cardiography, that is ICG. In ECG, basically it's a medical test that detects heart or cardiac abnormalities by measuring electric activity generated by the heart as it contracts. This method can be very accurate if the electrodes are correctly placed. Electrodes, in the sense, electrodes are small plastic patches that are sticked on the skin, and they are placed on certain spots on chest, arm, or legs, maybe. These electrodes are connected to the ECG machine by lead wires. The electric activity of heart is interpreted by this way. No electricity is sent to the body. So, common way to track heart rate during exercises, electrocardiogram, that is ECG chest band. Coming to ICG, or impedance cardiography, here changes in thorax and its changes to time to process continuously a number of cardiac related parameters like stroke volume, which is of blood pumped per heart, and heart rate, and cardiac output, that is amount pumps each minute. But the problem here is that electrodes and wire interfere with the motion of the user, which is not good during exercise. Coming to the mechanical methods. Mechanical methods are ballistocardiography, that is BCG, and phonocardiography, which is PCG. Ballistocardiography is basically a graphical recording of the stroke volume of the heart. Purpose is that to calculate the cardiac output, which I said before. What cardiac output is the amount of blood pumps per each minute. In phonocardiography, which is PCG, it detects and records heart sounds that is made by various cardiac structures, like pulsing, heart, blood flow sound, etc. Here also the problem is that they're sensitive to motion artifacts and to the sounds that can interfere with the heartbeat signal. From optical principle, PPG, that is photoplethysmography, is a popular technique to monitor heart rate in non-invasive way. Means no cuts are made on the body to measure. This method uses light to detect changes in blood vessel volume. In consumer application, we have chest bands, wristbands, smartwatches, and earphones, which are very popular. Most of us have used it. Of course, wristbands are more comfortable than chest bands, but the issue is that it's not accurate in the activities that involve arm movements. Actually, PPG was applied into earphones, taking advantage that head is a little more static during exercise. Basically, PPG makes use of low intensity infrared light. As the light travels through the tissues, it is absorbed by bones, skin, pigments, and blood than the surrounding tissues. The changes in the blood flow can be detected by PPG sensors. It uses a pulse oximeter as well to measure the oxygen saturation, that is amount of hemoglobin bound to the molecular oxygen. And the cardiac cycle appears as a PK. So as PPG requires light source, it becomes disadvantageous for variable technology, and the quality of heart rate signal measured is also poor in ear. To overcome these disadvantages, infrared thermography came into picture. This is an idea. So low power consumption because no light source is required, unlike PPG, and improved user comfort also. So figure 1 shows ECG, figure 2 shows PPG setup, figure 3 shows PCG setup. So here are the figures. It's hard to imagine to try an exercise with these kind of setup. So and ECG and PCG, as you all can see it, will not be comfortable for all the users. But infrared thermography will exhibit more user comfort. Let's see how. Infrared thermometry. Let us understand what is infrared thermometry. Basically, thermometry means temperature measurement. Infrared technology is basically a wireless technology in systems that can convey data through infrared radiation. Mainly, it has potential to reduce motion artifacts while maintaining the quality of the signal. And it also helps in consuming less power. Infrared radiation frequency range is from 300 gigahertz to 400 terahertz. Actually, the body's core temperature is developed in the central part of our body because this is the place where major parts of our body like heart, liver, lungs are located. This heat is transported by the blood through the arteries to the rest part of our body. So if this heat is not there, means then people will die, of course. That's the reason behind the body becomes cold after one's death. Okay, this blood irrigation from arteries to skin occurs at the same frequency as heartbeats, following the process of like bioheat transfer from core of the body into outer skin. The core temperature of our body is 37 degrees Celsius. Environment temperature is usually lower than this, and cooling effect takes place from skin to the environment, and heats get transferred from blood into the surrounding tissues, that is neighboring tissues, and then to the environment. We know that basically human body releases electromagnetic radiation. In particular, it's infrared radiation. As its frequency is lower than the visible light, we cannot see it. So this heat transfer, that is by fresh blood, results in very small change in the temperature actually, and that can be measured by infrared detector. Infrared detector basically it reacts to infrared radiation in general. The main development focus for infrared thermometry has been the implementation of infrared camera system, that is to detect temperature changes in the face of the person, usually in the forehead or cheeks. As I explained before, infrared camera helps to detect the infrared radiation as humans cannot see it. Basically, maximum heat flow, that is changes in temperature, can be expected as the like at the locations where veins are superficial, in the sense the veins that are very close to the surface of the body, and to open to the cooling environment. As you can see in the left, we can see the veins which is very close to the skin, and we cannot see the veins which is very inner to our body. So that is the difference. These are superficial veins. Heart rate measurement has already been done using infrared thermometry itself in nose and neck. But placing sensor on nose sacrifices user comfort, and usability will also decrease because we cannot imagine of using a sensor on nose. But in case of ear, it's very common that we have been using headphones, hearing aids, and which are of less and which are of minimum comfort. Of course, the other advantage is that it has less movement. I mean, ear has less movement compared to other parts of our body, which is more advantageous during exercises. Coming to the detection principle. So placing a sensor in the ear is fixed now, but where exactly to place it is a point to know. They have done many literature research, and measurements are done to find perfect location with optimum change in the temperature caused by heart rate. Coming to the infrared sensor placement. In ear, there is a membrane called tympanic membrane. The temperature in that particular membrane is called tympanic temperature. The temperature in the ear canal has small environmental exposure, which is actually close to the tympanic temperature. The locations are to be selected such that it should have largest bioheat transfer, and those places are tragus and cavum conchae. These two locations have direct blood irrigation from STA, that is superficial temporal artery, and PAA, that is posterior articular artery. Here in this figure, you all can see brown artery corresponds to PAA and red corresponds to the STA. Red in the sense which is brown, which is marked by blue circle, red the other side, which is marked by green circle. Figure B shows the earpiece which is used. The upper earpiece positions the sensor towards the antitragus, whereas the lower earpiece positions the sensor towards the conchae. Coming to infrared detection. At temperature around 37 degrees Celsius, skin is considered as a black body radiator. What does black body radiator mean? Basically, black body is an idealized object that absorbs all electromagnetic radiation it comes in contact with, and it then emits thermal radiation according to its temperature. Infrared radiation is a part of thermal radiation. Now, here skin is considered as a black body radiation because around some 37 degrees Celsius, it generates IR radiation. Thermal detectors such as bolometers, thermopiles, and pyroelectric sensors are the most suitable sensor for this application. The best thing is that these devices are available at low cost and can match low bandwidth rate, that is 0.54 hertz of the heartbeat signal. A pyroelectric sensor detect temperature changes and have very high sensitivity since it can detect weak infrared radiation too. But it is not a good idea to use this because they are vibration responsive, which can induce motion artifacts in the temperature signal. Bolometers are used to detect the radiation physically. Both thermopiles and bolometers do not exhibit these microphonic effects like noise effects. Thermopiles are basically used for contactless temperature sensing. The function of thermopile the main function is that to transfer the heat radiation emitted from an object to the output voltage, which is actually wet radiant case. So in this case, thermopile is used here. Heat exchange by conduction, that is the transfer of thermal energy through direct contact, and convection, that is the movement of transfer of thermal energy through movement of liquid or gas, that is shielded here, that is shielded by sensor housing. As the space inside the ear is limited, TO46 package was the smallest available, commercially available thermopile which is used. Spacers are used. I mean, the spacers are basically a device or a piece, you can say, that is used to create or maintain desired amount of space. This is used here because to avoid direct thermal contact of the sensor window with the skin of the user. Okay, IR lens can be used, infrared lens can be used. Of course, it will enhance the collector efficiency or overall efficiency, but the problem is that it will increase the cost significantly, which is not a good idea. For a good quality IR lens, you may have to pay around 5,000. So it will increase the total budget. Coming to detector noise limits. Since the expected in-ear temperature differences are very small, the noise of the system determines the detection limit in terms of variation in the temperature variation. In infrared temperature measurement system, the detection limit is expressed in terms of noise equivalent power. Noise equivalent is a measure of the sensitivity of a particular detector system. A noise equivalent temperature difference, that is NETD in the sense, is nothing but how well a detector is able to distinguish between very small difference in the thermal radiation, that is noise equivalent temperature difference. More the noise, higher will be the noise equivalent temperature difference value of a particular detector. It's a most useful figure of merit of a temperature measurement system. The formula is given by this, and it is equal to square root of 4 kVT RS Vs by ST, where RS is the resistance of a particular sensor resistance, Bs is the thermal bandwidth, and ST is the temperature sensitivity. This is the absolute detection limit of a thermal measurement setup. A ZTP 135SR thermopile is fitted into a modified earpiece, as I explained earlier. The top figure is for tragus and the lower figure is for cavum concave. Features of a ZTP 135SR thermopile is that basically it's a small size sensor. It has high sensitivity, which is a good thing, and the response time is very fast. Cost wise also it's very effective, and the cost wise also it's very good. I mean, the available cost, it is available in the low cost. EST150 thermopile was also fitted into a similar in order to provide measurement comparison, which is better, like ZTP135SR is better, or ST150. To compare that, that is also placed. The thermopile signal is amplified with a non-inverting low-pass filter with a gain of 331 using an LT 1028 op amp. You can see the picture. As at frequency some 0.1 hertz, CB and RB form high-pass filter, which helps in amplification and also to remove the unwanted signals near to the lower end of the audible range. A buffer was implemented by a simple OP27 op-amp by analog devices. Because of the large gain of the preamplifier, the drift and noise performance of the buffer is not critical. In the sense, the amplifier has amplified the signal to such an extent that the noise and other variation in the output offset voltage, like output offset voltage, is not of much importance. The figure is here, the setup is here. Okay. Next, fifth order low pass filter around 5 hertz using an LT1062 switched capacitor chip filters all signals above 5 hertz because the low frequency range bandwidth of the heartbeat signal is 0.5 to 4 hertz. So above that, it's not required at all. Finally, to collect the data in MATLAB, 16-bit AD channel of a National Instruments 6210 USB input-output interface is used. As a reference signal, an ECG module was used to record the electrical signals of the test person using IC AD8323. Basically, AD8323 is very commonly used in finding the electrical activity of heart in ECG. It's very popular one. Heart rate from the ECG is a reference value now. Both the signals are fed into National 6210 data acquisition system. Data acquisition system in the sense it allows one or more it allows one to measure or control the physical characteristics of something in the real world. Finally, it is analyzed using computer. Complete block diagram is here. And see, I explain the same. Okay. Here you all can see the recording of IR output of ST150 sensor timed with reference ECG signal. Here first one is ECG signal and the second one is IR signal. We can see that the bioheat transfer follows the same periodicity as the ECG peaks. So below figure, that is second one, enable rough estimate of signal level of the heart rate and noise in terms of temperature of the system. Using ST150 sensor, of course, the signal amplitude will vary due to sensor placement. Yeah. Measurements. Okay. First, a preliminary test was performed in the neck to validate to check whether the system is working properly or not. In case of neck, the carotid artery is one of the largest artery in the body, such that the tissue distribution in the neck has for large dissipation. Here where the sensor is placed, but here anyway, all the dissipations are taken from neck itself in the first thing, that is the preliminary test. All the tests are done in neck itself. In this figure, you all can see that the continuous wavelet transform of a ECG signal compared to the output of the IR signal, left side and right side of it, in the range of that heartbeat signal, heart rate signal. It is observed that the largest coefficients are located around 1 hertz. Next step is to perform correlation analysis, that is, measure how these two move in relation to each other to perform this. The largest continuous wavelet transform coefficients against the heart rate calculated from ECG reference. As I said, ECG is a reference here. The largest coefficient of CWT analysis is extracted for the ECG and IR signal. So this coefficient corresponds to the calculated heart rate is within the range of plus or minus 10.5 beats per minute. 1 hertz is equal to 60 beats per minute. Calculation is very simple. The number of times the heart beats in 1 minute is divided by 60 seconds. That means 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. That is divided to obtain the frequency in hertz, like 60 beats per 60 seconds. 60 hertz in that sense. As I explained before, ZTP 135 and ST150 sensors are taken. ZTP 135 sensor was located in the tragus and tragus of the ear, but due to size of the ST150 sensor, it is only possible to fit towards the tragus of the user's ear. Many tests were conducted on male healthy subjects. Refitting is also done, and repetition is also done. Okay. With the 1 millimeter separation from skin. Yeah. The separation was achieved using a plastic O-ring around the sensor. Basically, ST150 give a better consistent result than ZTP 135 SR sensor. Of course, active area is also large comparatively in ST150. Finally, the system is successful in detecting heart rate in the ear using infrared thermometry with the accuracy of 70% using ST150 thermobile. Okay. Coming to the challenges. Okay. The initial measurements in the ear show a proof of concept with the less accuracy. I mean, it's not so accurate in the initial measurements. New variable in-ear test setup needs to be developed so that the performance of the system in different location of the ear with motion effects can be found. To improve the signal quality, improved sensor device is also necessary, so that to enable the detection limit of the system less than 10 millikelvin. Conclusion. Okay. Heart rate extraction based on infrared thermometry, which is actually a new idea to measure in ear, has significantly improved the user comfort of the user. Measuring heart rate detection based on in-ear temperature difference is tested, and positive results are obtained after extraction. After the extraction of frequency features of the bioheat transfer signal on the test persons in rest. It doesn't require light source, which is actually advantageous over the pre-methods like PPG, etc. These are the reference that I have gone through. Thank you. Thank you.
Ranjana? Ranjana, hello?
Yes, sir.
I would like to ask a few questions. Can you just say difference between infrared rays and ultraviolet rays?
Okay, sir.
Ultraviolet spectrum. Am I audible?
Yes,
Hello?
sir. breaking. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello? Infrared.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
okay.
Yeah. Ultraviolet rays. Um,
There is a
I mean,
because
infrared rays is
infrared rays it has
the wavelength.
its own significance. Ultraviolet rays also its own significance. Just differentiate. And you said the infrared rays many times because that is a usage of that one, and it is very effective. You said.
Yes, sir. The yeah. In case of wavelength, the infrared radiation's wavelength is larger, longer compared to visible, whereas in ultraviolet, it is the wavelength is shorter than visible. I only know that.
Okay.
Hello, Ranjana. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you give the comparison between ECG, PCG, and PPG?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, in am I audible?
Okay.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. You want difference between ECG and PPG, no, sir?
ECG, PCG, and PPG. You can compare among them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. ECG is basically an electrical method, whereas PCG is mechanical method, and PPG is based on optical principle. In ECG, the I mean, it detects. It's a medical test that detects heart or cardiac abnormalities based on the electrical activities that is generated by the heart as it contracts, and it is very accurate. Also, it uses electrodes, like small plastic patches, etc. It is very popular method. Coming to PPG, it requires light source, whereas ECG doesn't require light source. And PCG, it is mainly detects and records heart sounds that is made by cardiac structures uh, like pulsing, blood flow sound. All those things will be detected by phonocardiography, that is PCG. In PPG, it's a non-invasive technique only, but in PPG it uses light to detect the changes in the blood vessel volume. Yeah, that is the difference, sir.
Okay. Is there any numbers, by the way, accuracy? How much percentage accurate?
That I did not go through, sir.
Okay. So you told that
You said that non-inverting LPF, that is LT105. Why non-inverting is used here? And can you just say something?
Rajkumar, sir, I cannot listen your voice. It's breaking now. Sir, am I audible? Or should I join by mobile so that we'll be listening?
No, you are audible.
No. You are audible. You are audible.
Okay.
Ranjana,
Yes, sir.
you
Yes, sir.
told that infrared thermometry at the ear is a very comfort one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So is it
Improved
only by the comfort, or is there any other process it is better
Sir,
one?
sir, cost wise also it is less, and power consumption is also, when they have done the experiments, the power consumption is also low comparatively the comparative to ECG and other techniques.
Okay. So which
Yeah,
other
comfort
places
is
they have
more.
tried other than ear? This
Sir, on
infrared
nose they have
thermometry.
Okay,
tried.
now it's okay. Now,
Ear
am I
level of.
audible?
Yes sir, yes
Hello?
sir, yes sir.
Hello?
Rajkumar, should I answer? Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
okay. Now, one more
Answer to
question.
sir.
What is human
Sir, shall
audible
I answer?
frequency?
Shivanand sir answered before.
What is the human audible frequency? Audible range, frequency range. Humans, they can perceive, they can use only that particular system. More than that, it's difficult. What is the range of frequency? Human audible range frequency.
uh, 20 hertz to, like, maximum is 20
20 hertz is
kilohertz.
difficult. 20 hertz is that's
20
very difficult.
kilohertz.
That is audio frequency, but humans they can produce up to 3.4 kilohertz only, not more than that.
Yes, yes sir.
3.4. That is the limitation of human. And musical instruments, that is more than 3.4, up to 14 or 15 kilohertz. The total is
Okay
audio
sir.
range.
Okay sir. Okay
Okay.
sir.
Okay. And can you differentiate the artery and veins? What is the function of artery and what is the function? Because we are talking about the heartbeat, the measurement of heartbeat, accuracy of heartbeat, all these things very important. Can you just differentiate one human anatomy question? What is the difference between veins and artery?
Sir, arteries basically they carry the blood away from the away from the heart of the body. Veins, uh, they they bring back the the blood back to the heart for oxygenation, again for purification.
Yes, 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 yes,
Veins
that's
are the
correct.
one which brings back to the body. Arteries which sends the oxygenated blood to the other parts of body, as
Fine,
per
fine.
my knowledge.
Exactly correct. Huh? That's because one for pure blood, another for impure blood, isn't it?
Yes, veins is for impure blood, arteries is for pure blood supply.
And your accuracy point of view, your system is very good or not? Can you just technically can you speak about this accuracy point of? Because the present modern world, these cardiologists they are particular about accuracy.
Yes sir, yes
In
sir.
terms of accuracy, technically, can you
uh,
speak?
uh, in my particular seminar
Yes,
topic
yes, yes, yes.
regarding that, sir, actually, after doing all these things, they said that their accuracy is little low, like around 70%. Still, they're trying more to get more accuracy, more accurate signals. For example, if the rate is around, for example, my heart rate in a particular minute is 72, say, but they're getting little low than that or high, which is there is little variations in that, which is not good. So they are trying hard to in their future project, like that sir. Accuracy.
And one more question I'm asking:
Yes.
non-linear, non-inverting LPF, that is LT105. What is the function of that? Why you are using non-inverting LPF, low pass filter? You explained this one.
Okay, in the sense, why we are using that, like that.
Yes, non-inverting configuration only you are using. Why can't you use differential configuration or inverting configuration? That is LT105.
uh, Sir, to remove the noise, first they are using this, sir.
Okay, others they can ask questions. Students, staff members they can ask questions.
Ranjana, can you listen to me?
Yes sir, breaking a little, maybe my.
Ranjana, can you listen to me?
Yes sir, yes sir.
Ranjana,
Yes sir.
am I
Yes,
audible?
yes sir, yes.
Okay.
Yes
So,
sir.
what is your device? What will it compete with it, by the way? Currently, what all things are there?
In the sense, sir, on what should I say?
What now? Are you suggesting an alternative compared to the thermometer here? The the rectal thermometer or the one which you use, old school thermometer. Are you suggesting an alternative for that?
No, sir. No.
Okay. So where do you think what situation would you like to use this thing, by the way?
Sir,
During
exercises, sir, mainly.
during exercises. So
Yes.
it's more of a, can it be used for diagnostic purposes, exercise
Sir,
and all,
Yeah.
like tracking the fitness you are telling, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because of the heavy setup of ECG and other things, they are saying this is little better comparatively.
Okay.
But the accuracy is little less compared to neck also. So they are they're trying more on that.
So this is not for for medical diagnosis, right? This is
No, it can be still used, sir. But in medical, the accuracy should be still more, no, sir. So they're trying more. As per
okay.
this paper, it's little less comparatively.
So you are telling this is like supplementary thing to those bands, right? Like MI band or those arm, right?
Yeah, but
Wristband.
yeah, sir. But it can be still used in medical field also. But accuracy is little less comparatively. So and it is very traditional to use ECG and others. So they are using that most.
Okay. Fine then. Okay. So anybody else? Questions? Anybody? Okay, Ranjana. Okay. So
Yes.
well presented. Thanks for joining. I'm ending this thing. Okay. Bye. Everybody can leave. Okay, sir.